Let's get started,
Let's do
Monsieur
it.
Tony Fletcher. Hey, before we get started, I'm going to share my screen with you, Tony. Before we get into shift tactic number 2, which I love. I love it that it's tactic instead of chapter. I want to go, I was looking at our page this morning, and I love this, Tony. I want to quickly go over the red day over here with what you were doing. Of course, I couldn't get involved. So where I'm at right now, guys, is I'm in Los Angeles. Tony's in Orange County. I'm here with my mother-in-law, taking care of some business, some family time and so forth, and being there for my mother and my family, my mother-in-law. Tony, this is great what Justina did over here, hey?
Yeah, so we did two things for Red Day. We did a food drive for the local Yorba Linda Pantry, and we did note cards to one Yorba Linda and one Anaheim Hills nursing home.
Wow.
So they haven't had visitors for a couple of months, and we sent over a couple of hundred cards, and we had a couple of carloads of food.
Look at all that stuff, Tony. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's nice stuff. Pavilions, my friend. Gourmet spaghetti, crunch bars.
Yeah. That was good stuff. No, it was awesome. I mean, and Joe Stepp came in, and I think she bought out all of Costco. It was great.
Joe Stepp's of it. That's great of her. She's so awesome. Look at Gail. I love Gail's conservative Gail wearing her mat. That's just awesome. Always following the rules, Gail Spillers. This is amazing.
Yes, Gail's awesome. Love you, Gail.
Oh, excellent. There she is. There's Gail. Look at the support. She's even wearing the Red Day T-shirt.
Yep.
Tony. That's excellent. So, Tony, I want to go over here because I like, you know me, I like numbers. I like graphs. I like evidence. Okay, Tony. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are those two good-looking guys? Whoa.
Nice.
So let's go over this quickly, please.
Sure.
These two graphs here. Can you just give us a quick, brief description of what's going on?
Well, I mean, you know, we're having a V-shaped recovery. I mean, you can look at all you have to do is look at the
over
chart.
Here. I see that. This here, right, Tony?
Yep. And in the last 2 weeks, and I'm sure there'll be an update today, but the last 2 weeks, demand is up 38%. And like we said last week, we're back at demand levels for January. And you know, the point is that start your, you know, June 1st or next Monday or Tuesday, whenever you come back to work, start your year. You know, it's where our demand is where it is in January, and you know, demand is up huge over the past 2 weeks. Take advantage of it. It's there to be taken advantage of. People need to buy and people need to sell, and you need to make sure you're in the market.
I love that advice. Treat the 1st of June as the beginning of the year, because really then, Tony, you're almost like caught up, because I do believe there's a lot of opportunity right now. I think a lot of people are seeing the dismal negative aspect of it, which does exist. However, if we look at it in a positive light, I'm looking at it in that way, there's a lot of opportunity right now in the marketplace, lots of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to that last slide real quick, the V? Yeah. In 2 weeks, 3,600 escrows up.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. So, you know, my question to you is always going to be the same: is how many of those are yours? And if you don't have any in there, you know, why?
Right, Tony. Then Mr. CEO Tony Fletcher, why? Tony, here's another nice slide. I like this. 317 closings, 635 new listings in Orange County,
and 400 went under contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's you know, I think once we get past this Memorial Day weekend, and I think we're going to be off to the races.
Nice, Tony. I like that. So last one, Tony. Let's go back over here. Tony, oh, by the way, I love this. Tony, quickly, because I've been a recruiter, and I am in a sense still a recruiter when it comes to building a team and being an ambassador for you and what you're doing, Tony. Go over this 100% commission, because I want to understand that better. What does that mean?
I mean, for any agent that in my office that refers an agent to me, basically having a contest through June 15th, and whoever refers the most will get their next transaction 100%.
I love it. So many incentives, Tony Fletcher. It's good that we need that.
As many oars in the water as possible.
Right. And I looked at this quickly this morning. This is good. This is great. Oh, well, the other day. It's still closing, Tony. There's still closes going on. There's still listings. There's more listings taken than closing. So that's great.
Yeah, which shows you they're ramping back up. You know, that's a front window indicator. Listings taken. So listings taken turn into listings sold. So, you know, again, you're looking at, 90 days from today to see a lot of these things closing.
Love it, Tony. Love it. I just want to find our Keller Williams and Hills page. I want to go over here and I want to share our live streaming to my page as well, because I want as many people to see what's going on in the current market, Tony, than anything else. Watch now. I'm going to share this to my page.
90 days from today to see a lot of these things closing.
Right, Tony.
Right.
Tony, I just want to find our Keller Williams and Hills page. I want to go over here. I want to share our live streaming to my page as well, because I want as many people to see what's going on in the current market, Tony, than anything else. So okay, Tony. So I'm gonna get into this to my page. Shift. Okay. Right, Tony. Let's find Keller Williams and Hills page. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna share our live streaming to my. Okay, Tony. You ready to get started, sir?
Yeah, let's do it.
Beautiful. Okay, Tony. I'm gonna go along with you because I kind of know this. I have my book here. Can I just? I want to start this presentation quickly, Tony. Of shift. There you go, sir. There you go. Shift. How top real estate agents tackle tough times. And I love the word top real estate agents only because, Tony, I only want to learn from the best. I'm not interested in if you just got your license, if you've been in the business for 6 months or a year. That means that really doesn't help me. I want to learn from top shelf A players. So that's what I love. I do love the title. I think they really nailed it. And this is tactic number 2, chapter number 2 in a sense. Yep. Tony, I love the opening sentence. Anyone who expects change to be comfortable hasn't been challenged enough. Are you used to challenges, Tony Fletcher?
Every day.
Change isn't easy, and significant change is downright difficult. Tony, I know you have a blissful nirvana day, right? You just kicking back, drinking iced tea. It's all good, you know. You're at home. Come on, Tony.
Not.
Okay. It's
right below that, though, Kevin, is one of the things that I have circled is the most successful people are those who are good at plan B. And I think that many people don't have a plan B. They don't know how to pivot away from what they're currently doing. And, we've had, I'm going to call it 2 months to find a plan B.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my gosh.
If you haven't got a plan B, get one.
There you go, Tony. And if you don't have an idea of how to get a plan B and you need some assistance and guidance and support, contact Tony Fletcher. I'll keep telling you Tony Fletcher's name. I've known Tony for many years in the Keller Williams family. Not only was he my boss, he became my mentor and now he's my friend and a dear friend. And I go to Tony for pretty much every single thing that happens in my business and sometimes personal, but that's between me and Tony. So let's get started. Tony, I like that. Okay, now a shift, why we're paying attention to the shift right now is we have to realign ourselves with a different market. And this is where we have to realign our business, right, Tony?
Yep.
Main ideas, let's go for it. So, Tony, perspective and expense management, you've got to track your costs, right, Tony?
You got to know where your costs are.
And measure your market. So know your market, right?
Mm-hmm. Who's buying and who's selling?
Size of your business. Of course, it's obvious, Tony. Cut the fat, Tony. I think a lot of people right now are saving. So that's a good sign. It's a bad sign for the economy, but it's a good sign for the person saving money. I think that's very smart. Right. Make the most of what you have, Tony. We've got Zoom, we've got Facebook, we've got LinkedIn, we've got email, we've got cell phones, we've got technology, we've got Command through Keller Williams.
Yep.
Quickly tell me about that, Tony, about that technology.
Well, I mean, Command is a full-fledged platform. You can run your business from your phone if you'd like to. I like to tell people a lot of the times I don't even take my laptop out anymore. I've used my laptop more for Zoom than anything else. But most of the stuff that in Command, I run Command off of my phone.
Yeah.
I have my AI app, Kelly, tells me who I need to call, what my tasks are for the day. And it's a very, I've used all kinds of different technology and stuff in my business, and it's very robust. And I like the fact that I can sit down and have, one platform to run everything off of.
Awesome. Absolutely. Bouncing around will just get you lost and confused.
And the other thing too is that, I know a lot of you out there have all kinds of technology, and you know what? The cost. We're talking about cost right now.
Right.
Command is part of your monthly fee. It's $25 a month. So I don't know any CRMs or any other platforms that are $25 a month. I'm not just being honest.
Dane, I have spent up to $10,000 a month. Seriously, Tony, I've spent up to 10 on platforms and lead generation. That much money, Tony. And the minimum I've spent for lead generation, that is, and for my business is $1,500. And even then, Tony, I had to work the system. I had to work it.
Right.
The bottom line is, we all know what the bottom line is, which is your action plan, of course. And we'll get into that. Okay, so it's Tony, perspective on expense management. You are the man when it comes to not being frugal, that's not fair, but being smart with your money. You want to go ahead with this slide, Tony?
Yeah, we'll go to the next slide.
Okay, so you want to go over this one? Can you handle this one?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, look, as agents, and again, having been an agent for a really long time, you know that you have all this stuff that you add on little by little by little. And next thing you know, you're spending $2,000 a month on stuff that you don't even remember or use or even know that you have. And, you've got to go back and you got to I would pull every credit card expense over the last 6 months and go through them and see what's on there and see what you really need and what you don't need. And if you don't need it, get rid of it.
And maybe even consolidate. I love how it ends there. Cut back on expenses, Tony. That's just, you have to do that right now because we don't know what tomorrow holds.
Yeah. And, it's funny. So, we've been home, everybody's been home for 2 months. And, this last part that Gary says, unless it's nailed down, it goes. We have rearranged every room in the house. We put a whole bunch of stuff in the garage. Once people we've gotten rid of all kinds of stuff that we don't realize we didn't need it. And I think that's not just in your business, it's in your house and in your personal life and just a lot of stuff. You need to look at everything, not just your business, but your life.
I believe that. I think this is a really good time to reevaluate. It is on many levels, Tony. And you are right. We are doing a big cleanup in many ways. Bedrooms.
Everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's carry
on.
on.
2 month spring cleaning.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, my son got at 20 years old. He got paid more money than me to get his act together. Tony, he's doing so well. I'm so proud of him. He just bought himself a new computer and he's buying himself a car. So people under quarantine are still making things happen because there's deals right now. So my son's getting a deal in his computer, Tony, and a deal in his car.
Right.
Before that, he's paying kind of retail prices. So things are changing. Okay, he'll be affected, Tony. Everyone, right?
Everybody.
So yep, nobody's an exclusion from this one. I'll go over this one, Tony. Get your money in shape. Phenomenal opportunities exist. Oh, absolutely. But you need to be fighting fit if you want to take advantage of them. Follow these steps. Measure your market. Well, measure your market. You've got to know your market, Tony. You've got to know, and be more hyper-focused instead of just blanketing the market with, say, mailers or ad sands, whatever it may be. Be a little more hyper-focused. Choose a target audience now. So that you can, even if you have a small piece of that, say 4% of that market, that's better than nothing. And that's better than 100%. You'll never get 100% of a market. That's impossible. But then it's better than no percent at all. Size of business, cut the fat, just move on. Okay, Tony, this is about mindset. And where we're going, the prisoner, the vacationer, the explorer. Right now, I think a lot of people are the prisoner. They're, oh, woe is me. What am I going to do? Where's my stimulus check? I'm asking those things, but I'm not waiting for the mailman, even though we love the mailman now. We can't wait for him to come every day. For some reason, he's our best friend again. The vacationer, a day in training is better than a day on the job. I've been there before, Tony. When I go into real estate, I was in training for 6 months. I went to every MLS class, every contract class, every training, every objection class. I went to them all for 6 months before I even closed the transaction. Then there's the explorer. Me and you, I think we're explorers, Tony. You want to go with the explorer?
Yeah, again, it's just about being engaged, being here understanding, kind of why you're here and what you're trying to get out of it. You're not going to get a million things out of it. You're really just, I always go into a class looking for one thing. If I can get one thing out of a class that I can use in my business, then it's been time well spent. So I think that's exactly what we're looking for, and that as an agent that you should be looking for is, what can I get out of this that I can use down the road?
Yeah, we have to reflect and be more purposeful. And you're right, Tony. If we can improve by 1% a day, by the time you come out of this, you're 60% improved. You're on fire.
Yep.
Measure your market, Tony. So on this slide, so we want to follow the pendulum swing, because it is. It's like pivoting all over the place, Tony. And you have to follow it.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. If you look at, our market, and I'm going to look at our market because that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have more inventory yet. There's a window right now. If you have a seller, there's an opportunity right now to get on the market, get priced correctly, and get sold before everybody feels comfortable, with showings and open houses and things like that. We don't have more inventory right now. So number one is out. We have low inventory. So if you get a home, you get a listing, you get it priced correctly, it's going to sell. It's going to sell.
Oh, it's like, Tony, here's the nice thing as well. If you own the inventory, you own the economy, you own the market.
Yeah. And that goes to number two, increased days on the market. So right now, because of it's slower to show properties and to get people out and things like that. So increased days on the market. And right now, nobody cares about that.
Right.
So, if you're going to bring a property on the market and you're going to be at the very top end of your price range, if it sits for an extra 2 weeks, I think you're not going to be penalized like you normally are.
Right. And it can't hurt. Your name's out there for another 2 weeks. It can't hurt.
Yeah, and look, market. That's the way it used to be done.
Right. Fewer pendings. That's true, because Tony, I'm going into wholesaling now. This week I've put in just almost 10 offers this week. So so what I'm saying, Tony, last week, before going to wholesaling, I was putting in no offers.
Right.
This week, 10 offers.
Right.
So there is a pendulum swing. We're pivoting to different markets. And why I'm saying that is I do see fewer pendings. I see actives and closed a lot. Pendings are kind of onesies and twosies. A smaller board, that kind of makes sense. Tony, you're like cutting your costs. You don't need an in-house lawyer or a CPA, or you get those on not on even a retainer. You don't even need them on a retainer. I'm talking business now. It's as need basis.
Right.
Low production, and a volume. And then
again, but I will make a note on the pendings part is they're going up. So, this pendulum is different, and it's always different. I think we're 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those things are down the road. A lot of what's coming now and in the next 30 to 45 days is stuff that was already in people's pipeline. So I think that has to work its way through the system. It's after that. It's July, August, September, October. Like, what do those months look like when your new lead generation kicks in? What does the pipeline look like there? But then I think you start to see some of the other stuff going on. Well,
you can continue. What is your pipeline? You just said it. Here's your pipeline, Tony.
Right. Again, you in the market we came from, a lot of people, again, I'm old, so forgive me, but people had pipelines. It's I've had an agent call me and say, hey, I have this person. It was probably May of last year. And they said, they don't want to buy till October. What do I do? And I said, sell my house in October.
Yeah, absolutely. Future business. That's income. Yeah.
So it's okay to have a pipeline. It's okay to have people that say, I want to buy in October. That's okay. People don't realize that anymore, that it's okay. You don't have to have somebody, you meet them today and they buy tomorrow and they close in 20 days. It just doesn't work like that all the time. So be okay with having people ready. You've got to fill your pipeline. The more clarity you have on your pipeline, the easier it is to run your business.
Right. And me and you, we run businesses because I have a pipeline. I have a pipeline from my pipeline for leads, and I have my pipeline, in a sense, my forecast for my business, how much I want to make. And every month, what's my trajectory or my percentage goal to get there? What am I not doing? It's all pipeline, Tony, just in a different spreadsheet form, if you want to say it that way.
Well, and it's really hard to track your expenses if you don't have a pipeline.
If you're winging it. Well, I think I have $200 this month. No. Do you have $200 this month? Yes or no?
So the expenses are going to be there no matter what.
Right. And tell you what we do today, we only see in 60 to 90 days time. You don't see it tomorrow. So This is what it says. And then calculate, which is your spreadsheet, or maybe you have a Mint account or a Quicken Books account. And then I like this one from Martin Bomer. A lot of people don't keep their eye on the ball until they go to the bank. No, Tony, every morning, even I'm looking at my bank account and my portfolio, my investment portfolio, and realize their checking account is empty. So they better get to work, but I can't watch what is 30 or 60 days ahead of me for closed income. Of course, Tony, you got to think ahead, 20 steps ahead. Your pipeline, I'll quickly read this, Tony. How many closings are in your pipeline for the next 2 months? Tony, I like to think more like 90 days, but that's just me. What is your projected income from your closed transactions? Absolutely. You've got to know your numbers. Tony, Fletcher, do you know your numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. How many agents do you need to recruit in June?
40.
There you go. Now, I know you probably want to do more knowing you, Tony, but what I'm trying to say is you have I know what it is. It's a multi-year trend report. And what it is that Tony has in front of him that the head office gives Tony is they give him this tracking record of every month and every year. And then they do a forecast. So Tony knows what he has to commit every month in order to hit his goal for the year. And it always goes up. There's no decrease. There's always an increase. So if Tony recruits 40, maybe they want 45 the following month, Tony, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your projected, what will your average income based on your 60-day projection be? You have to figure that out. Size your business. It is time to take a cold, hard look at your financial situation. Tony, can you just spend rampantly because you are now general manager and team leader and CEO? No. I know you have an expense that you can kind of cap on. However, then you still have to make sure you make the right decisions. And sometimes even you have to seek permission from the ownership, right?
We have a budget.
That's it. You got to have a budget. So once you have a clear picture of your financial situation, which is your budget, it'll be easy to see what you could adjustments should be made. Tony, look at two broad categories, your personal expenses and your business, which we do. Tony, do you want to handle this slide?
Sure. So again, looking at your personal expenses, again, right now we're not taking vacations, buying furniture, buying cars, I think a lot of that, luckily that's been done for us. So I think that's been helpful. I think I noticed in my own bank account, like, hey, I haven't been, with the exception of Amazon, I haven't bought anything. Groceries is about it. I only put gas in my car, I think, twice last month. And, again, categorize your expenses, lay it out there. Just take a look at it. Because I know, we look at our bank balances, but that's as far as it goes. I'm not going to lie. That's what I do the same thing. I pop up my app. I go, how much is in there? Okay, good. What comes out. I just have a kind of a running total in my head, but I don't truly dig into it like I should.
Right. I'm teaching my 20-year-old Tony that his whole life I told him, when you go to school, I drop him in the morning. Tony, I say, son, I want you to be a leader, not a follower. I want you to be a lender, not a borrower. And always intend, the word is intend, Tony, to do the right thing.
Right.
Now he's got money, but he doesn't have abundance because he's limited. So now I'm making him understand how he has to look at his bank account every morning, every evening, for two reasons: how much money does he have in his account, and second, is anybody tapping into withdrawing it, or sometimes there's fraudulent activities and so forth. He has to manage his money that's in his accounts.
Right.
And now I'm trying to get him to invest into a portfolio on Webull or Robinhood, where you can buy some oil, buy some other American products and so forth. So, that's what you have Tony Fletcher for. Don't reach out to me. I'm busy taking care of my own business. But Tony's the general manager, and so please, if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, Tony, thank you. Examine your personal expenses. We just went through that, Tony. Size of budget, size of business, Tony. I'll do the first bullet point here. Your business. Follow a budget for your business, of course. What is the best budget to follow? The one you will follow, and the one you have, Tony. Even if you have, I'm really lowballing right now. Even if you have $100, Tony, there's so much you can do with that $100. Right. I would, if you put about $25 into Facebook ads for the year, for the month, Tony, just to get your brand and your name out there. I would get a Zoom account for $14 because with Zoom you can interview your clients all over the world, let alone down the road. That's $14, Tony. And then I would, you've got to do some thank you cards. Maybe make 10 phone calls a day, 5 thank you cards, and look for 2 new leads. Whether you're out there talking on Facebook or LinkedIn or social media, there's so much opportunity, but that's free. So literally, that's less than $50 right there alone, Tony. I'm really lowballing because I know where people are right now. They're in a mindset of holding back, not fear, but just reserved. So with a little bit, what we can do a lot. And the last point, Tony?
Yeah, so, pinpoint it and really, if you're not on a P&L, get on a P&L. If you need help with the P&L, shoot me a message. I'm happy to sit down with you and go through that with you. And I think it really opens things up and lets you kind of see where you are on a monthly basis, having your P&L.
Right, Tony. And I even have a basic spreadsheet that I can share if you want. Share with you, Tony. And what I've done is I've forecast for the year how much I want to make and what it's going to take to reach that and what I need to do and how many deals I have to close. And I keep it very basic. But Tony, I want to go to P&L. Quickly give us
Can they just drop their email address in the comments and you'll send them a spreadsheet?
Okay, sweet. I love that. Thank you, Tony, for making that so simple. Tony, quickly explain a P&L, Tony. What is a P&L?
It's your profit and loss statement.
Okay.
Got everything coming in and everything going out. Very simple. It can be very, very simple, especially if your business is simple, then you can make it simple. There
it is. So Tony, find out your monthly and business expenses, and then of course subtract them and add them. You're actually going to make more than you spend right now. Sorry. You're going to actually spend more than you're making right now for some people, Tony. But for a lot of us, what I find is, once we start making a lot of money, we start spending a lot more money. No, don't. If you make a lot more money, maybe you just want to increase like by 10 to 15% on your expenses for your business, but don't go crazy. Don't double it now because you want to double your income. Rather make more money right now than spend more money.
And your expenses have to be the size of your revenue. So if you spend more than you make, you won't be in business very long. Period.
Right, exactly. And do it incrementally. Don't don't spend more than what you're earning. You're gonna crash. Earn more than what you're spending. So the spending should be below. Right. I always use that analogy. I kind of agents are very visual, so I like to show them a graph. Earn more and then spend less.
Right.
Don't spend more and earn less because you're gonna crash. That's what's happening right now. We're giving away free money, but it's not really going anywhere because we're not earning anything. So it puts us in more debt, pushes inflation up. Okay, Tony, cut the fat. We're halfway through. Let me quickly go through this, Tony. I'll do one side. You can do the rest, the others, if you don't mind. Cut the fat. Take stock and look for results. Of course, keep one question uppermost in your mind. How does this expense help produce a buyer or a seller lead? Boom. There it is, Tony. If the answer is, I don't know, or worse, it doesn't, it's an expense that must be cut. Very simple, Tony. For every dollar we invest, we expect a multiple return. Pam Kicker. I want to call it Kicker. Pam Kicker. Kick you in the butt, Tony Fletcher.
There you go. So again, zero-based budgeting. Cut every expense back to zero and then re-add them in as justifiable expenses. We've been going through that as an office, not just as a person.
Oh, at the Keller Williams, Yorba Linda, Anaheim Hills office?
Yes.
And what about your Tustin and Brea office? Are you kind of on the
same?
See, because Tony's a general manager, so Tony oversees multiple offices and multiple opportunities. So there's lots of opportunity and lots of growth going on in Tony's market. So here's the kind of the go-to guy if you want to get involved, if you know of any ownership or production or change or recruiting or transferring. Tony's your guy. Yeah, you're right, Tony. I love that. That's awesome. Cut the fat, snail mail. Yeah, okay. I'm about 5 thank you cards a day, Tony. Nothing to office space. My bedroom's my office space. Your looks like your loft is your office space, Tony.
Hey, Kevin, my daughter's yelling for me, so just take over for a second. I'll be right back.
Hey, so you know we're working from home. This is quarantine. So Tony has children. I've got kids. So he's gonna take care of his 2 doors right now. Thank you, Tony. Print advertising. I don't think that's really written. If you have any print advertising, I would convert that to online advertising and spend your money on some Facebook ads because Facebook has the biggest reach. And then I'd also maybe put together a little $5, $20 spot and blast YouTube and LinkedIn, Twitter. Maybe you've got a Snapchat account, your Pinterest, and also definitely Instagram. And then office supplies. Well, right now you need your laptop. That's an office expense. Find your margin. Okay, self-explanatory, guys. Find your margin means you've got some spread. This is how much money you can spend. Then the rest is already accounted for. So you've got about this much skin left in the game. Think of 2 areas where you can make cuts today. Awesome. I would, guys, if you have a $10 bill for an online subscription, get rid of it. Get rid of it. That $10 put into Facebook advertising and get your brand out there. Focus on you right now. Don't focus on, and if you have I have Disney Plus, I have Netflix because I've got 5 sons. But if you have an account that you don't really need, even if it's $15, even if it's $9.99, get rid of it. Invest it back in yourself or save it. Put it into your investment portfolio. Put it into your real estate career. Think of 3 more areas where you can commit to making cuts starting next week. So again, keep thinking, keep revisiting. Okay, the big 2, payroll and lead generation. Payroll meaning I'm talking for real estate agents right now, is your expenses. So what's going out every month is your payroll. So maybe you have an assistant, maybe you have a team, maybe you have a virtual assistant. That's an expense. But again, they help you with lead generation because that's how you massage and nurture leads. Lead generation, if you can pay for leads and you got the money, go for it, because the leads, I wouldn't say are hot right now. Maybe they're warm or even cold. What's going to happen is those leads over the next 30 to 60, 90 days are going to become hot as our market changes. So cut hours. Okay, well, you're going to have to probably cut some hours for your staff if you have them unemployed. Combined positions. Yep, multitasking. I agree with that. Offer a bonus rather than salary increase. Okay, that's a good negotiation. That's a good counter. Offer a package. Good, and then listen to what your staff wants. Absolutely. Tony's a prime example. Tony has decisions and things that he wants to decide and implement or execute. Again, Tony has board meetings with all of his staff and ownership of the market centers that he runs, the offices that he runs. Tony doesn't just make decisions because he can make decisions. Tony makes smart decisions because he has the right mindset and the right people around him to help him make the best decision possible for the entire company at whole, or your general audience, Tony. The big 2, part-time staff. Yes, I would go with a virtual assistant at this time, unless you have an agent, also an assistant that can work from home. That's fine. New staff members, I wouldn't look at anything new right now. I'd be cutting back. And borderline performers, always cut the fat. If they're not performing, Tony, I'm not saying at 100% right now. Yeah, exactly. But if they're not performing, this is the time to let go. Just let go. Choose your battles wisely.
It always, you know what, Kevin? It's always the time.
I like Tony Fletcher. That's why you're the general manager, Tony. Bye-bye.
Maybe.
When I was running market centers and had a really difficult, I've only done this twice, Tony, and I had a difficult agent. I literally said to him, let me show you where the front door is. Let me show you. It wasn't very hard for me, Tony, because I knew that they were poison for my organization, for my company. I remember I was recruiting an agent for a top agent in Newport Beach. And this agent came in, 0 production, Tony, 0 production. Smart ass kid, thought he was just the man. Didn't even come in a suit. So you're coming into a facility that's top-notch high-end, Tony, and you come in jeans and a t-shirt. And this guy's demanding from me an amazing deal, but he's got nothing to offer. And eventually he starts to insult me about, like, what have you done? And who does this guy that you're working for think he is? I said, okay, just stop right there. Come with me. I said, just come with me. So he thinks I'm taking him on a tour. I said, just come with me. I took him to the front door. I said, there's the front door. Goodbye. I'll tell you, and why I did that was, don't come and insult my environment and the people I work for, because I protect and defend my environment and the people I work for, first of all. Second of all, if you don't have a leg to stand on, don't waste your time with me. I'm not interested. This is business. Right. And we make dreams a reality and we change people's lives. And some poison like that, I don't need you. He stood outside there, Tony. He was lost. He was looking out at the street because he didn't belong there. Right. And I wasn't going to waste any more time, especially with that kind of arrogant attitude where, I'm very fair and very civil, Tony. But, be civil. If I can be civil, then go somewhere else. So anyway, that was my little
Your
hound dog
soapbox. Is that your soapbox for the day?
So thank you, Tony. Like, I'm talking to my manager here, so I'm allowed to get some of my troubles out. Tony, a good thing prospecting. If you networking, that's so easy, Tony. Social media, online, Zoom, office meetings, broker metrics. I mean, a broker, because now they do broker previews on Zoom.
Right. So look, I mean, I think the training is, I
training.
would ask, who's helping you right now? Our training, the level of our training has gone from really, really good to out of this world over the last 2 months. The quality of people that are teaching and what they're teaching is just, again, I've been doing this for 35 years and I've never been able to go to so many good classes.
Well, we
actually, just blows me away.
We had this conversation, Tony. I called Tony up and said, Tony, I'm getting like 15 to 30 emails in my email, my Keller email a day. What's going on? Because they want to keep you involved. And the reason to keep you involved is to keep you in the game. And if you don't keep yourself involved in the game, you're going to lose. Tony Fletcher, you're going to lose.
For sure.
If you don't set the forefront of feeding your mind and expanding your mind, because once you expand your mind, it can never go back to the size it was.
Right.
It's just going to help enhance your business. So you got to currently lead generating, prospect business, of course, and expires, of course. Hold open houses as well. You can do virtual open houses right now, Tony. There's lots of ways to do that. You can even go film a home to show your clients. There's no excuses anymore, Tony. There's no excuses.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have at 2:00 we have a class on how to do virtual open houses, and it's a really good class.
I better hurry up then, Tony. I'm keeping you on here. Megas, personally re-engaged, of course. Hey, Tony, are you re-engaging a lot right now?
I've never been more engaged. In my entire career, I've never been so engaged.
I know that. I do know you well, Tony. Market for direct response, of course, Tony. Drive customers to speak with you. Yes, you got Zoom, you got Facebook Live, you got Google Talk, you got yourself, and you got FaceTime. I mean, there's so many. There isn't one avenue anymore, Tony, which used to be snail mail. Then the telephone came around. Now there's peripheral vision opportunity. It's just unlimited ways to communicate and connect. Text messages are the best to me. I get more response from text messages, Tony, than I do from people answering their phone.
Right. Yep.
Direct customers and follow up with your marketing, personal content.
However they want to communicate, that's one thing that's very important. However they want to communicate is how you need to communicate to them.
Correct. I like that. And I always ask them, I say, hey, what's the best way for Tony? If I'm role playing with you right now, Tony Fletcher. Tony, what's the, when I get a new lead or I'm at an open house, hey, Tony, I'd love to communicate with you. What's the best way that you like? Is it email, text message?
Just shoot me a text.
There, boom. Thank you very much. So Tony, what not to cut? Don't cut customer service. Well, command is one of them because you need to be re-engaged all day long. You have to be engaged with your clients all day long, right? And for you, that's engaging with your agents. For me, it's engaging with my clients.
Right.
And then you said it, training. And then you also mentor, which is in a sense is coaching. Tony,
right.
I believe, I know you're not a coach in a sense, you have that title, but I do believe you're a coach. I believe you mentor people all day long.
Yeah.
I know you do.
That's part of what we do.
Yep. Absolutely. Make the most out of what you have. Use human energy. Of course, Tony, you want to go over this slide quickly?
Sure. Put your creativity and your energy into working both harder and smarter. Again, get more assistance, not assistance.
Do FaceTime. Yep.
Yep. I think a lot of the jobs that you had leveraged out, you just bought back this last 2 months. And I think you have to rebuild your organization based on what your new normal is going to look like. I think all of us have really spent some time, looking at all of that and what your org chart's going to look like. Even if you're an org chart of 1, it's still an org chart.
Right.
And you need to figure out who you're going to work with, who are going to be your partners, who are your lenders, who are the people that were supporting you during this and who didn't.
Nice. I love that. Maximize your tools. This is something that I highly recommend you reach out to Tony for. If you really listen, Tony, can I ask this from you? Can you allow me to ask you for forgiveness for everybody? I'm talking every single real estate agent that is out there, whether you're with Keller Williams, Remax, Sotheby's, EXP, 21st Century. I'm asking Tony for forgiveness. What I mean by this, I want you to reach out to Tony Fletcher. If you are in a crossroads, or you don't know what to do, or you want to do something but you don't know how to do it, please hear me out. I'm being very transparent when I say this, and I mean this. Reach out to Tony. He is very open to guiding and supporting you and seeing you succeed. Why? Because your success is his success. Not that he has to brag about it to people, but when he sees you happy and when he sees you succeed, makes him happy because you're happy. Right, Tony?
Of course.
Tony, my success, do you own any of my listings and any of my success?
No.
No, not at all. So, I mean, you've a lot to offer. And then use market center services. Tony, with Tony, what he has a lot of offices that if you need to use any of his offices, Tony will more than happily help you out and get you going there. Of course, we've got Keller Technology. Tony, if you need a 15-minute quick touch-up and some guidance, contact Tony. Here's what I like about Tony. Tony understands the money that has been spent. I believe it was $1 billion that was spent on the Keller Technology. So, Tony, I dare anybody, I dare them actually, because this is a dare right now, to put in the description box below or comment below, or even email me Facebook message and tell me what technology company you know that has spent $1 billion on their technology platform. I tell you, that's a dare. I take that serious because I know what a $1 billion looks like. I know what $1 trillion look like. I've studied it. So take advantage, right? EAs and Command and the labs that they got going on, the training, education, it's unlimited. This is good. Tony, go over this with me, please, with us.
Well, I mean, this is kind of, again, using the tools that you have. This, our command system runs this for you now, but it just really goes through, understanding what your numbers are so that you can run your business in a profitable fashion versus just being an agent. It's right. A lot of companies hire agents. We like to hire business people. We teach people how to run businesses and not just be an agent.
Right, Tony. And you know what, Tony, at the end of the day, if you run it like a business, if you treat it like a business, it behaves like a business and it pays you like a business. And what I do love is the language of real estate, because at the end of the day, that's your expertise. You've got to understand the language of real estate. So Tony, career growth initiative. I love this. So actually, I can maybe put a link. I'll probably put a link in the description box below, Tony, to the CGI calculator or the growth initiative, the career growth initiative. And this is where, if you want to know how much money you're going to make at the end of the month, that's block number 4. I want you to look at this. That wall in the middle is your wall of value. So in this CGI form, what you do is you put how many listings you want to get for the month, how many you're going to actually take, how many you're going to close, and that will show you how much you're going to earn in GCI. And I should do a video on that, Tony. That's a good one. I'm going to do a video. Hey, how about me? You do a video on that, Tony, on the CGI CGI initiative calculator.
Let's do it.
Beautiful. We'll do that next week. Me and Tony Fletcher. The bottom line. Let's get down to the nitty gritty with a few slides left. The nitty gritty. Downtrending markets are a huge opportunity to find better ways to run your business. Tony Fletcher, do you follow trends?
We absolutely follow trends.
Absolutely. You can finish this if you want to, Tony.
I'll say the degree to which you need to respond will depend on the conditions in your local market. Your success will depend on how well you know and understand the market. Beautiful. Question every assumption you have and every dollar you spend as a result. Is that all the slides?
Beautiful, beautiful. Tony,
you need to become right now, you need to become a hyper local market expert, because as much as people are watching the news, the real estate business, as agents, you control the story. I think we forget that. I mean, look at Orange County. There's 40,000 agents in Orange County. Do you think they can control the story? Yeah. Right?
I have to laugh because it's almost like a joke in a sense, Tony, because only a select few are really making a difference. And it's so sad because there's so much opportunity. And here it is. Tony, you've heard me say this. Action solves everything.
Yep.
Yes, money solves a lot of problems. And so, however, without any action, you got more problems than you can solve. Action solves everything. I love that comment. You know who I got that from? I got that from Jeremiah Taylor. If you watch the Jeremiah Taylor, thanks to you, you should be watching this because I want to refresh your memory. You're such a hotshot right now. Tony, my action plan. If you want to go over the first one, I'll go over the second one, and you can take the third one.
Sure. Don't put away this guide without developing a plan to put what you have into action. It's very important.
Tony, even if you put it on a notepad, in a journal, just put it somewhere, just so that you can see it. Put it in your kitchen, your refrigerator door. Thank you. That is one thing about you, Tony. Tony's old school, but he's new school. He's like an advanced millennial, because we'd go to meetings and I'd bring in my briefcase and yes, Tony, yellow notepad. Yellow notepad, Tony Fletcher.
Multiple.
There it is. There it is. Oh, that's classic. I've got my 15-inch MacBook laptop out. I'm doing presentations and spreadsheets. Now, Tony Fletcher's got his yellow notepad, and it works because you're one badass recruiter. That's why you're one badass leader, Tony. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Refer to the action plan on pages 30 to 39. Beautiful, of your Shift book. Please, if you don't have it, I'll put the book in the description box below. You can buy it. You can get it. You'll have it within a week. Join me and Tony Fletcher on this exciting journey of how to change your life, because shift happens. So guide your strengths and areas of improvement. So guys, you've got to have some kind of an outline, some kind of plan of where you want to go. For instance, Tony, a cruise ship, even a tanker, before they leave harbor, they know to the millimeter of where they're going to dock.
Yeah.
As they're heading out to ocean, that cruise line, even though it turns very slowly, it is controlled by GPS. Yes, there's a captain behind the wheel, observing all the instruments for any emergencies. However, the ship today can sail itself. Planes can fly themselves, Tony. They can fly themselves. Yep. We need captains and co-captains to be there to control and be present, okay? But ultimately, if you really want to press the button, that sucker can fly itself, Tony. I'll cover Tony's third point here. Write down steps you will take to improve your skills. Complete it, share it, and commit to it. Tony, I'll say the first one. Do it, which is completed. And then why share it, Tony? Why share it?
Well, people need to know what you're going to do.
Because if they know what you're doing,
if you're going to commit to it, share it with people. Tell people.
That's right. When you share it, guess what? Now it's out there. Now I'm going to hold you to it. When I share my goals with Tony, Tony knows what my goal for this year and next year. You know what it is, Tony. That's between me and you. But Tony knows my goal. And Tony, do you believe it?
I believe you.
And do you know that you hold me accountable, because Tony knows my big goals I've set, and I'm going to
hold you accountable. You know I'm going to hold you accountable.
Yeah, I know you are, Tony Fletcher. Hey, Tony, run with this one. Go with this slide.
You know, again, this is all stuff that we cover every day. This is stuff that we teach all the time. It's gaining mind over market, upshifting your lead generation, seller pricing, seller staging, lead capture and conversion, internet lead capture and conversion, creating urgency to buy, bulletproofing your transactions, effective people leverage, short sales, foreclosures, and REOs. It's coming. Financing solutions. This is all stuff that you will find that we have classes for.
Right. And here's what I like about Tony. Guys, money scares me because money to me is sacred. Now, if you don't know how to manage money, contact Tony. So I'm not trying to upsell you. I'm not trying to sell you. But I learned a lot from you. So I'm trying to say, hey, don't come to me because
I'm going to call, when we're done, I'm going to call myself.
Exactly. Reach out to Tony because he can at least give you the right spreadsheets of forms. Guys, what I want you to do is, you know how this works. Those of you that are with KW, support Tony, because I support Tony, because I'm a big fan of Tony, because Tony has changed my life in many, many ways. Not just one way, Tony Fletcher, in many ways. Support him. You know what you do. Go to kwueval.com. Choose Tony, and whether it's Ignite or Shift or whatever it is, or ALC, if you're an ALC member, just support Tony. Tony, we are done, my friend. That is tactic number 2. How do you feel?
I want to give you one last thing.
Got it, Tony.
Because I know that this is something that's come up just in the last, 3 weeks or so. I've just really noticed that, man, don't spend your way out of this. The amount of people that are hitting you for leads and nurturing, and there's just so much stuff that's being offered to agents right now as a magic bullet. There isn't one. Let's just sit down. Let's go through your business plan. Let's execute your plan, not our plan, not their plan, your plan. Mm-hmm. Let's really sit down and figure out what your next 6 months look like, and doing it by understanding where we are in the market today.
because it will give them clarity. You need clarity right now. Right now, there's uncertainty. You need clarity.
Yeah,
Tony,
really
Fletcher, thank you for your time. You're phenomenal. You're amazing. I appreciate you. Guys, I'll put all the details in the description box below. I'll also put all the links to different forms, the CGI documents, and the spreadsheets and so forth. Have fun. We'll see you next week, Friday, 1 o'clock, same time, same people, same discussion, except this time it's tactic number 3, aka chapter number 3 of Shift. You can get the book in the link below. Tony Fletcher, rockstar dude, legend. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon.
Awesome. Have a good one. Thanks so much.
Cheers, Tony.
Bye-bye.